Welcome to my channel. I'm Thomas in PA2066. Today is 10th of February 2023. I would like to do a video presentation on tricks in real estate practice, episode number 4. Let me begin. Hi, welcome to my channel. Tricks in real estate practice, common tricks, episode number 4. I'm Thomas in PA2066. Today is 10th of February 2023. These slides are presented today, but done already 2 days ago. So common cheat codes, let you be aware of buyers and sellers. These are common tricks that is done in the market for the awareness of the vendor as well as the awareness of the buyers. So it's no right and wrong. You may prefer to be on the land or you can jump into the sea, whichever you like. But there is a risk. Of course, in the practice in the ground level for how things are done, if you are looking at how people interpret yellow light at the traffic light junction, some people interpret yellow light as to speed, to catch up, so that they can cross the traffic junction. Up to you if you understand the risk, you can try. So buyers and sellers beware. Two major types of how usually the real estate agents are trying to sort of sweet talk and be able to gain your listing is by these two ways. One is enter law and the second one is drag in more. So first one is enter law as in cost cutting. Drag in more means to give you reason that they are trying to increase their expenses and increase their costs so that you can pay them better. So they will use reasons that it is costly, they are having a tight budget, and therefore this is excuse to get more commissions from your side. So let me just show you some examples. So enter law is capture listing. This is like when you are negotiating with the agent would want to gain your listing, but at the same time, as a principal or you are appointing your agent, you are a principal. If you are trying to negotiate, you want to negotiate for a lower commission payout, so that you need not have to pay him so much. So a lot of time the law, the rules, 1986 says the commission payout according to 7th schedule of the rules 1986 is maximum at 3% of the transacted price, sale price. So a lot of time in the market, there will be negotiation. The vendor will say, okay, I have so many friends, some of them are giving me at 2%, some of them are actually charging less. So are you going to give me also 2%, or are you able to give me better rate? Then I can consider giving this listing to you. So this is the usual thing that agents face in front of the vendor, in not pay so much. So in such a way of a negotiation, you probably think that the agent say, I'm sorry sir, I cannot take this job because it is a policy and it is in the rules 1986 that we are supposed to charge 3%. So a lot of situation in the ground practice is, sorry you just lost a case and I'm going to give it to other agents who can do it at 2%. So these are things that is livelihood, and a lot of time enter law here means the agent will say, okay I will take 2%. Of course the correct percentage should be 3%, but in order to win your trust and win your listing, I will go at lower than normal. I normally don't do 3%. I do it for you because I want to win you as a goodwill. So these are the sweet talk the agents will give. Of course, this scenario in the sense trying to cope with the competition. Also, I will do another video on competition. So 内卷 in the Chinese it's called 内卷 or involution. I will do another intensive one on this particular topic so that you can understand how difficult the livelihood of an agent is. So this enter law is a strategy by most agents who just take the 2% or even lower at times in more competitive area to win your listing. Drag in more means that there are people hiding behind. Although this agent will say that he will do it himself and he will do the job as instructed by you as a principal in his professional capacity. But then a lot of time this can happen when he will not be able to do it himself because your property may need another few more marketing aspects, and then some of these marketing aspects, networking aspects, he cannot control by himself. So up in the listing for a few months, he may not have resources to be able to do the job. So he may want to look at co-agency with other agency negotiator or agents. So this part, he would have more people eventually sharing his commission. So how this happens is in the market that a lot of networks, actually a lot of potential prospect or buyers are in the investor group by different agency or different network. So this in a way requires a lot of networking with the other agency groups as well as investor groups. So these investor groups also would want to negotiate for their profit sharing in that sense. So at the end, he will be dragging in more people to his line of networking that he has to go for a very thin commission to share his commission with other agents. So this is a true scenario in the market, and also it is a trick. Sometimes it is a trick played by the agent. So let me progress and show you the scenarios. So the key feature of what is the intention is that, well, it is a free service to give it to you so that you can give me the listing. I will give you free consultation. I will give you free guidance, and I will do everything for you for free as long as you give the listing to me. And it is also even at times giving rebates and discount and kind of what I explained just now. Although the professional fee should be 3%, but then in the market due to competition, a lot of time principal vendors would negotiate for a much lower percentage, and many of these agents they sort of have to back down and take your 2% just to secure your listing. And initially this strategy just to secure your listing, there is udang sebalik batu. They have their purpose to eventually come back and try to gain back the commissions. So the key purpose, as I said, is capturing your listing, capturing your trust, and also being appointed as your agent. So scenario part A, I want to highlight is enter law. John wants to sell his house, and he is aware of the rules that commission for agency practice is 3% as a ceiling. And then he asks for Tom, who is the agent, for the discount, and he feels it is a market practice. This is a common scenario. Every agent will face this type of issue. So when the situation turns out to be like this, then end up Tom being a good guy, usually would say that, well, he will give a generously a discount and take a 2% instead of 3% to win this listing. So this is a very typical scenario. Then the other part is that how to do a drag in more. The scenario one, part one, is similar to the condition just now. Tom would have to sell the property and then take a commission of 2%. But then Tom found a buyer. Now he probably has co-agency with other colleagues, but then he may be also doing it himself and able to secure a buyer. But then he will say this. He will say that I have found a buyer. However, this buyer is represented by another agent, and this agent wants 2%. So I will not be able to do this job if you give me 2%, because I will be doing it for nothing. I will be doing it for not even 10 ringgit coffee talk type of ang pao. So you'll be doing a job which is totally waste of time for him, for Tom, because he takes from the vendor at 2% and give it to the call agent at 2%. There is no point for him to do this job. So he will say that, well, maybe vendor, I have this buyer already, and if you don't mind, just pay me 3%. I can give 2% to this buyer's agent or co-agent, and then I keep my 1%. So in that sense, he negotiate back to be 3% pay from the aspect of within the right of agency to be appointed and doing it at 3%. Of course, at this moment, you probably like Tom also. You think that he's a nice gentleman, so you probably say, okay lah, I know that you have tried, and then this is a good buyer maybe, and if you really can do it, then I will give it another 1% so that you share out with this co-agent. So you'll be share out between co-agent or not. It is up to Tom. Tom may be able to convince the vendor that he will take the 3%, and then end up he keep all the 3% himself, and that is of course up his sleeves. We leave it to interpretation, but then this is a trick that Tom can use to convince the vendor, well, I have a co-agent to pay, he wants 2%, and now I'm negotiating, so if you give me 3%, I will give him the 2%, and I only make 1% off, in that scenario. But in the real actual co-agency, he may be 50-50 he make his 1.5%, and the other co-agent takes another 1.5%. So this is reality in life. So Tom will say, this is not my buyer. The buyer is from Evelyn, anonymous, we don't know. He wants a 2% from me. So this scenario will end up saying that maybe at the close, he gets 3% for this job done, and then he will share the 3% at the 1.5 each with Evelyn, as to negotiate Evelyn to give from 2% to 1.5%. So this is one agent who never appear behind your appointed agent. So this co-agent be hiding at the back. Sometimes it's due to market condition, and sometimes it's actually just cooking up story. So this is a hiding agent. So how to overcome all this in the market? The way that I see, there is no answer to this issue because, well, it's market force. If you can get someone who can do the job as good as you wanted at a lower cost, why not? On the other hand, it should be respectful to the profession, to 3%, which is in the rules 1986 by the regulation. And on the other hand, it is also important to list it down in the letter of engagement. What I would think that maybe it is a way out in a so-called professional manner would be give the 3% as accordance to the rules 1986, or in the accordance to the law of the local practice, and then press for more effort. You can afford to give 3%, you negotiate for a lower fee, and then the agent probably hang on to your listing and not giving full commitment to push your listing. This is the psychological disadvantage on the part of the agent towards the case that he is been disadvantaged. He is been shortchanged. I mean, he is supposed to get 3% from the vendor appointment, but then now he is only getting 2%. So in his psychological response, he will think that he is getting less. Then why should he put more effort when he is getting less? So this is the disadvantage to the vendor, who eventually suffers because his listing may not be put as a front priority, the highest, most commitment by the agent to push in the marketing promotion. So this is a discounted job in that sense. It is getting a discount, but the job is discounted also. Right, I like to conclude tricks in the case of a real estate practice. A lot of this is a market scenario, common occurrence. Buyer and sellers beware. They believe that it is getting a discount or giving job. You have the right to push for a discount. So it's a normal thing. Yes, in the market it is a normal practice. However, the psychology part, as I said, may not be at your advantage. When discount is given, quality may not be as good. So rent will get to feel they are not given respect, they are not charging enough, and then they are making losses. Because when you advertise, you have to upfront put out money for advertisement, but at the end you may not close the deal. So when you don't close the deal, you actually suffer expenses, which is already expend to or already invested in the advertising. So this investment in the advertising can be a few hundreds a month. And if it is no job done in that month, that means the advertising cost has been wasted. So this is getting more and more serious in the practice as there are more and more negotiators out there, and it is a difficult area to survive. So if he doesn't survive, he would quit the job, and then at the end your listing is not done also. Well, there's no right and wrong. As I started this presentation, I said that it is up to interpretation. Whether a yellow traffic light is to stop or is to speed, is up to you. Thank you for visiting my channel. I have a few websites that I have done. E-learning system for the board examination in estate agency practice, diploma in estate agency examination. Also the comparative index IPI for the ranking of property, which I put it up in contract2you.com, the listing website. I have a geo-linking businesses website concept for FindWay.info among the community of agents, and I do collect about 212 videos now in just the start here, My Real Property Online. Thank you for coming in. I'm Thomasin PA 2066. This is my mobile number and the website address. Thank you.